By age 30, Adam Gaunt realized that his life was becoming a vicious cycle. He'd been released from prison in 2004, but unfortunately landed himself back in prison by February of 2006. And this vicious cycle is referred to as recidivism. Recidivism is the act of an individual being released from prison and then returning shortly after. So after returning from prison, Adam Gaunt actually had the opportunity to sign up for an educational program to achieve an associate's degree while still in prison, which he completed that later landed him a very successful job as a business analyst. So as seen in Adam's story, research shows that education reduces recidivism. But in 2012, all of Indiana's prison education programs were cut, leaving 46,060 Indiana inmates without the opportunity to get educated, to lower the risk for recidivism, and to become contributing members of society. So my name is Caitlin.
I'm John.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Samantha, and today we'll be talking about the lack of education leading to recidivism. 76% of released prisoners will be rearrested within 5 years of their release. This recidivism has big effects on our society. Out of the 46,000 Indiana inmates, 9,705 of them are repeat offenders. You all, as Indiana taxpayers, will have to pay for this. The cost per year per inmate is $18,000. This means that Indiana taxpayers will pay a cumulative of $175 million in taxes per year on repeat offenders alone. However, if we reduce recidivism, we can reduce this cost. Statistics show that the #1 way to reduce recidivism is through inmate education. Only 5% of prisoners with a bachelor's degree will ever be rearrested. However, many states, including our own, neglect inmate education. Indiana used to be a leader in inmate education, using the Pell Grant to allow inmates and colleges to afford programming. However, this all changed when Indiana residents appealed the Pell Grant for prisoners, believing that they were not deserving of an education while serving time. Due to this, dozens of programs were closed, and now only one remains, which we'll talk about a little bit more in our solution. According to leading experts on inmate education, in order to reduce recidivism and increase educational opportunities, Indiana residents must become aware that inmates are deserving of an education, and there must be more upper-level programs put into place.
So our solution is the BARD Inside Out program. BARD University is actually based in New York, but they work with select universities and prison systems to provide associate's and bachelor's degrees to inmates. And unfortunately, right now, they do not currently have the capacity to take on any more individuals at this time, but we'd be working with them on a more scaled-down version of their current business model. So for our BARD Inside Out program, USI will be connecting with the Indiana Women's Prison due to them just recently receiving a brand new computer lab. We'll be creating an online hybrid learning environment for the inmates to obtain our USI Career Ready certificate. Our classes will be held where half the students are inmates and half the students are university students, where they will be completing awareness-based projects such as blog posts and videos about inmates' rights to expand that awareness. And research is showing that previous employers are willing to hire these previous prisoners, however, they are not showcasing their skills efficiently. So our certificate will be incorporating writing, communication, and business skills to efficiently resolve this issue. So with our solution, the students will be gaining the awareness as to why inmates are deserving for this education, along with our inmates actually gaining the education as well.
So for the primary targets of our program, our primary targets are inmates of the Indiana Women's Prison, USI students, and the Indiana community in general. Eventually, we'd like to expand this to include all inmates in the Indiana prison systems and any universities that would be willing to participate. For supporting evidence and scalability, we were able to talk to a former Indiana inmate named Brian, who was able to confirm that there were no secondary or post-secondary educational opportunities in the Indiana prison system. We also were able to talk to two prison reform education leaders, Rebecca Ginsburg and Jessica Neptune. Rebecca has had success with her prison reform programs in Illinois and has raised awareness via her book deal and her speaking tour. Jessica Neptune is one of the program heads for the BARD program, and BARD has had success in lowering its graduates' recidivism rates down to 2%. And they're already partnered with Notre Dame here in Indiana. So the success of these two individual programs supports the viability of our program, since we'll be taking elements from both of them for our solution.
Our solution provides a unique service to Indiana inmates and university students. There are currently no services in Indiana that provide both awareness to students and education to inmates. The original BARD University program does offer educational opportunities for inmates, but it does not put inmates and students together, which does help with awareness for students. Additionally, the BARD University does not foster community awareness. Our BARD Inside Out program requires students and inmates to complete a public accessible in-class projects about inmate rights and education to help raise the community awareness. Lastly, BARD University doesn't have the funds to expand to other universities, but our Inside Out BARD program can expand to any university willing to incorporate inmates into their current courses.
Okay. So the key to our BARD Inside Out program is our unique business model. Our end goal is to raise enough awareness to convince Indiana residents to advocate for inmates' rights to an education and to reinstate funding for their programs. Our business model ensures that this happens. We begin with our beta testing, as you can see in our key activities and our customer relationships. Our beta testing is fully funded through Rebecca Ginsburg's grant that she is a partner with us. She'll be sharing part of that funding, and also the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation grant that we qualify for. Our key partners do more than just funding though. They also provide our key activities and our customer segments. So USI is going to be providing our online-based content creation with Blackboard for USI students and for inmates. It will also be providing USI students, and USI will be providing the professors that will be teaching the courses. The Indiana Women's Prison will be providing our inmates, and then the BARD University will be working with our leadership team to help us communicate with our partners and develop our degrees. All three of these together will be helping us foster awareness in our Indiana community. As we do our beta testing, we will make sure to use USI student, inmate, and professor evaluations to perfect our program, and that will in time lead to more community awareness. This community awareness is going to lead to us receiving more grants and donations, and then that will lead to us being able to develop our degrees even more. Our ultimate goal is to raise enough community awareness so that we can apply for the Second Chance Pell Grant, which is a version of the Pell Grant that Indiana previously had. This will lead to us becoming sustainable, so year after year we won't have to worry about costs. Lastly, our unique low-cost structure is going to be beneficial. So for one inmate to completely be certified, it's about $5,000. Compare this to the $18,000 it is for an inmate to be housed for 1 year, and we become very socially beneficial to the Indiana taxpayer. So overall, the BARD Inside Out program is a simple, one-of-a-kind solution that benefits inmates, USI students, and the community.